Race for Zanu-PF ticket hots up. Zanu-PF members interested in contesting in the May 5 primary elections have begun submitting their curricula vitae, CVS, across the country ahead of today's deadline. By last night, some members were still submitting their CVs at their provincial headquarters. Most provinces indicated that the final list of aspirants would be ready by tomorrow. Midlands Provincial Chairperson Mr. Daniel Mackenzie Cube said Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade Lieutenant General Sibusi's Moyo, retired, is contesting for a senatorial post from Bringwa, while Local Government, Public Works and National Housing Minister July Moyo has forwarded his CV to be National Assembly representative for Redcliffe. Former Foreign Affairs Minister Simbara Shmumbinjgwi is likely to fight it out with National Railways of Zimbabwe, NRZ, Board Chair Mr. Larry Mavima for the Zvishavane Senate seat. For Vice Chairperson Mr. Omega Sabandu is contesting as MP for Vungu in Lower Gweru, while Victor Matmadanda has submitted his CV for Gok Central. The Secretary-General of the Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association will have to upstage the incumbent, Dilina Manami, to represent the party in the forthcoming harmonized elections. Interestingly, former Cabinet Minister Mr. Francis Nhema has submitted his CV for Sheragwe South. Daniel Mackenzie Cube will, however, leave his Zomb seat to fight it out for the Kwek senatorial seat. Meanwhile, Midlands Provincial Youth Chair Edmore Mambwa intends to contest for Zomb constituency, while National Deputy Secretary for Youth Affairs Lewis Matthew Thu has submitted his CV under Zvishavane Jeezy and will likely face the incumbent, John Holder. Over 1,000 aspiring candidates turned up at Mashonaland Central Zanu-PF offices on Tuesday to submit their CVs for Provincial Council, Senate and House of Assembly posts. Mashonaland Central Provincial Chairperson Kazmb said the turnout was overwhelming, with more than 20 people jostling for one constituency. We have 200 wards and some constituencies have 20 people contesting for that seat. Some people were complaining about membership fees, said Kazmb. Our criterion is clear that one must be a fully paid-up member for a maximum of 5 years. If one has been paying, he or she only needed to pay the difference. The party has been lenient, it is allowing one to clear the subscriptions in installments. Although submission of CVs has been extended, it seems all the aspiring candidates in the province have already submitted. Today, we start processing. Notably, businessman Mr. James Makamba, ZBC journalist Sandru Nishamba and Tendai Muninwa, the Sunday Mail scribe Gerakai Mazara and former National People's Party National Treasurer Webster Mubewa have thrown their hats in the ring. In Mashonaland West Province, seasoned and new campaigners have also registered their interest, setting the stage for bruising battles for survival. In Chinhoyi, former House of Assembly member and ex-governor for Mashonaland West Faberchida Rikaya submitted his CV and will face a pool of new and seasoned aspirants, including provincial member Tony Mwanza and Chinhoyi Municipality Deputy Mayor Derek Matapure. Several aspiring candidates are also hoping to take on Politburo member Dr. Douglas Mombshura, including provincial members Precious Chinhamo Masango, Durian Mukwend, and Misekna Arubero. In Zvimba North, which has been left vacant following Dr. Ignatius Chombo's expulsion, former provincial youth chairperson Kdbaiwel Mbiri will tussle it out with Kdzidaka Mushhinder, John Yotamu, and Christopher Shumba. Central Committee member Philip Chayangwa submitted his CV to challenge incumbent Walter Chekwa in Zvimba South, while in Zvimba East, Frank Makwangweriwa will face Tawanda Tungamairai. In Kedoma, former chairperson Angelina Machemani will fight it out with Kfani Fiery, among others for a seat in the National Assembly. Herung West will see incumbent Keith Gaza fighting it out with aspirants such as Chinjai Kambazuma, among others. In Chegtu East, Webster Shamu will face provincial youth chairperson Kdvengai Muzenji. The party's provincial chair, Zembi, last night said officials were busy going through the names by constituency and wards. He said the final list of entrants will only be ready by Friday. The response has been overwhelming, but I am glad that people have responded positively to the call for entries, and we will have the chance to look at the CVs and see if they are coming from our true members. It was the same in Manicaland province. 2 aspiring candidates submitted their CVs for the Mutare urban senatorial seat, while Dr. Nancy Soim, Kterveen Bengo and Pamela Razumbu are angling for Mutare Central. In Dangamurachikanga constituency, 6 aspiring candidates registered their interest to wrestle for the seat. Out of the 6, 2 qualified, while 4 others were disqualified for various reasons. 1 CV was submitted for the women's quota position. Supermandawanziru is likely to stand for the Zanu-PF ticket uncontested after the aspiring candidate reportedly pulled out of the race to represent Nyanga South constituency voluntarily. 4 people are likely to battle it out for the National Assembly seat for Nyanga North, and their CVs have been accepted for nominations, with 3 CVs submitted for the women's quota position. Overall, out of the 199 aspiring candidates who submitted their CVs for council positions in the province, 96 qualified. In Zimbabwe, Monica Mutsvangwa is said to have been the only one who submitted her CV for the senatorial position. 8 people submitted CVs to contest for Mutare South and 2 were disqualified, while 12 applied for Mutare North and 3 were disqualified. In Makoni, 5 applied for the senatorial position, while in Headlands there are 10 people vying for the Member of Parliament seat. Out of the 10, 5 were disqualified. Makoni Central had 2 candidates who both qualified, while 6 out of 10 qualified in Makoni West. In Makoni South, 8 submitted their CVs, but 4 were disqualified. Chimanimani had 12 candidates who submitted their CVs for the 2 constituencies, but 4 were disqualified. Bra had 21 CVs for those aspiring to be MPs, with only 5 having qualified in the 4 constituencies. In Masvingo, Mines and Mining Development Minister Winston Chaitando and Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development Minister Professor Aman Murwiru are headlining a cast of aspiring candidates in the ruling party's internal polls. Chaitando submitted his CV for the Guta senatorial seat uncontested, while Professor Murwiru will contest primaries for Guta North constituency. Masvingo Provincial Affairs Minister Senator Josiah Hung also filed his CV uncontested for the Chivimwanatsai senatorial seat. Also uncontested was Central Committee member Clements Makwarimba for the Masvingo senatorial seat. Politburo member Paul Mangwana, who is also Secretary for Legal Affairs, will contest in Chivi Central seat after successfully submitting his CV together with former Chivi South legislator Dalbert Meek Chamwadara. Incumbent legislator Ephraim Gwanongadze was disqualified over pending disciplinary issues. In Guta South, another Politburo member Kpuparai Togapi, who is the Secretary for Youth Affairs, will square off with late national heroine Kchuvai Mahofa's daughter Kfungai Mahofa, among other candidates who successfully filed their CVs. Zanu-PF Secretary for Security in the Politburo Kdlovmore Matyuk submitted his CV uncontested for Guta Central. In Bikita, former Ambassador Gabriel Mishinga submitted his papers to contest the Bikita senatorial seat. Deputy Minister of Lands, Agriculture and Rural Resettlement Davis Marapira will square off with the little-known Kfazidi Radzai after the 2 were the only ones to submit their CVs in the race for Masvingo North constituency. Zanu-PF Masvingo provincial chair will not be contested in the primary elections in Masvingo West constituency, where he was the only one who submitted his CV. In Mwanatsai East, incumbent legislator Kjusby Omar will not contest in the primaries after he was disqualified on account of pending disciplinary cases. Incumbent Chiradzi North legislator Robert Mukwege will also not take part in the primaries after he chickened out. Long-serving Bikita East legislator Kennedy Matimba will not participate in the primary elections as there are no contestants for the seat. However, in Bikita South, retired Senior Assistant Commissioner Edmore Vetterai will square up with a former soldier who is willing to challenge him. In Chivi South, Dr. Kilazivu will take part in the primaries after his papers were accepted together with two other candidates. The battle for Masvingo urban seat, which used to be represented by Dr. Daniel Shumba, will be a three-man race between businessman and philanthropist Major Benjamin Mazariah, retired, Masvingo hotelier Dedisons Vobgo Jr. and property developer Goddard Dunera. In the women quota in Masvingo, renowned war collaborator and Women's League National Executive member Kdnamatiri Chivanga also successfully filed her papers, while Kdotilium Alyalik also filed in her CV to contest the Chiradzi senatorial seat on a Zanu-PF ticket. In Mashonaland East, aspiring candidates were still submitting their CVs by the time of going to print. Mashonaland East chairperson Kbigi Matiza confirmed that there was an overwhelming response from aspiring candidates in the province. He said this signified that people had confidence in the ruling party. Home Affairs Minister and Zanu-PF Umgaza legislator Dr. Robert Mpofu yesterday revealed that he will not be contesting the seat in this year's elections to pave way for a younger generation of leaders. His revelations came amid reports that the Zanu-PF Matabeland North Provincial Chairperson, Richard Moyo, submitted his CV to contest in the constituency. Besides Dr. Mpofu, his wife Sikani Izai, who is a legislator under proportional representation, and Bubai House of Assembly Representative Clifford Sabanda, have also indicated that they would be making way for younger leaders. Addressing a provincial coordinating committee meeting in Lupane, Dr. Mpofu, who is the Zanu-PF National Secretary for Administration, said he was shifting his focus to the Senate as he felt ripe for the upper house. "I am now old. I now want to sit with elders in the Senate. There is a young leader that I have identified and groomed. There is a need for older people to train and lead the youths to prepare for the future. A position should not belong to one person, but should be passed on to others," said Dr. Mpofu. Older mentors should sacrifice for the youths. Clifford Sabanda also confirmed that he is stepping aside, while Sikani Mpofu also said she is ready to step down for a youth below 35. On Sunday, Dr. Mpofu addressed a constituency meeting where he hinted that he would be leaving the constituency, adding that there were prospective leaders with a good record in the party to take over after he is gone. Sabanda affirmed that he would not be contesting the seat, saying, "I have been there for 10 years as an MP, I think I did my part as Minister of State in the Vice President's office, and I believe we have capable youths. As leaders, we should groom others to take over from us. In this new dispensation, it is my view that the young generation will take us through." Dr. Mpofu won the then Bubai Umgaza constituency in 1995. In an interview with Chronicle last year, Dr. Mpofu recalled how the late Vice President and one of the founding fathers of the liberation struggle, Dr. Joshua Nkomo, introduced him to the people in 1995 during a campaign rally for the seat. In 1995, he took me to Ntubazinduna when I was campaigning for the Bubai Umgaza seat and told the people that, "Lone Gumfana Wami, Ngiliza Spenzile," said Dr. Mpofu. Dr. Mpofu lost the seat in 2000 to an MDCT candidate and was appointed Matabeland North Governor between 2000 and 2005. He bounced back in 2005 as Umgaza legislator after the former Bubai Umgaza was split into two constituencies, with Sabanda taking the Bubai seat. Sabanda also served as Minister of State and President Ngagwa when he was still Vice President under former President Mr. Robert Mugabe's reign. Sikani Mpofu, a Zanu-PF Central Committee member, got into Parliament in 2013 under the proportional representation. Before that, she was the Umgaza Rural District Council chairperson. Meanwhile, Kmoyo was non-committal on his bid for the Umgaza seat, saying, "The submission of CVs is an internal party process not to be discussed with the media. When the time is right, the usual party communication channels.